All right, for all my Facebook listeners joining in, we'll be going live in just a few minutes. All right, for all my Facebook listeners joining in, we'll be going live in just a few minutes.
Watching now. So find out the latest on UFOs with Rob Smith and check out Newsmax tonight. It's real news for real people. The average price of regular gasoline rose 2 cents to $3.13 per gallon over the last 3 weeks. From the USA Radio News Texas Bureau, John Clemens has the story.
The price did reflect an increase of 95 cents higher than this time last year. But according to industry analyst Trilby Lundberg, the spring demand rush has yet to commence.
The spring demand rush, as we might normally call it, simply did not materialize so far because of price, because of general inflation, and because the work commute is still mostly reduced.
The highest average price across the nation is the San Francisco Bay Area at $4.31 a gallon, compared to Baton Rouge and $2.60.
An excessive heat warning in effect for Las Vegas and Phoenix this week, where temperatures could reach as high as 117 degrees all week. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now. 800-610-5739. 800-610-5739. That's 800-610-5739. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, any auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
New border numbers being released show the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border is continuing.
The U.S. Border Patrol says their agents encountered more than 180,000 illegal migrants on the southern border in the month of May, the highest level in 20 years. The patrol says that surge is stretching their resources and people thin. El Paso Border Patrol Sector Chief Gloria Chavez says the majority of encounters they're having in her sector are single adults who aren't giving themselves up to agents. She tells Fox News that's one of the things that have been overwhelming her officers.
These are the people that run for Border Patrol agents. They're the ones that are evading arrest, and they're the ones that get into situations, right? Situations that lead to failure to yield, situations where people are actually bringing in narcotics with them to get through.
Hey, Tony, can you hear me?
Criminal organizations are tied to drug cartels. You know that nothing moves on this border without the authority or the approval of drug cartels, and many of our agents are continuing to get overwhelmed because along the southwest border, especially in a region like El Paso.
From the USA Radio News.
Hey, Tony, can you hear me?
Mall owner Washington Prime Group is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The company that owns more than 100 shopping centers filing late Sunday, blaming the coronavirus pandemic for creating what it called significant challenges. The filing isn't a surprise, as retail analysts had noted that malls were struggling before the pandemic decapped in-store shopping. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
The views and opinions expressed during this show are those of the host and guests only. In no way do they represent the views, positions, or opinions expressed or implied of WGSO 990 AM or North Shore Broadcasting LLC. This is the big John Mason Show. Heard on 540 AM KTIB, 1020 AM WHMP, 1540 AM KAGY, 1560 AM WSLA, 88.5 FM KJFM, and 990 AM WGSO. Come talk to Big John about the big ideas of the day in a convivial atmosphere. He's a real conservative, not one of those country club Republicans. He's pro-family, pro-education, pro-business, pro-life.
Tony, you there?
And he loves his mama, too. Now here's your host, the big guy himself, John Mason.
Hey, guys. My name is Clay. I'm here live, filling in for John Mason from the WYP studios in the heart of Metairie. And I am here just to talk to you a little bit about what's going on. And so we have a lot of great things happening here, and just excited to tell you that I've moved my show from the Liberty of Lockdown to What's Your Passion Agencies live, and we have some good things happening. And so John asked me to fill in today, so I'm a little off just for a second. So kind of bear with me if you can give me some time here to kind of prepare for today's show. We do have Renee Manfrey calling in. He will be actually calling in the show today, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing with What's Your Passion, but we're going to also have open lines too. So call in today, 556-9696, 556-9696. So we're going to jump right into this and go straight to, we're going to talk a little bit about why I'm waiting on Renee to call. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Constitution and what's happening in the country today. And, you know, we live in a country where it's just chaotic, guys. It really is. It's that we have a Constitution. Nobody goes by it. You know, the First Amendment only applies to some and not others. And if you disagree with me or anyone disagrees with anybody, you don't have a right. And if it's offensive, you shouldn't say it. There's something wrong with that picture. Something wrong with that picture. When we do have a right, everyone has a right to speak. The Constitution states the First Amendment says Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise therefore, or abridging the freedom of speech or the press or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievance. Think of that just a second, guys. That's what it says, that we have a right of free speech. It doesn't say unless someone disagrees with you. It doesn't say, all right, we're saying some dead air here. So guys, for my Facebook listeners, just hang. Yeah, I'm here. It's saying dead air. I just got somebody saying it's dead air that just called in. And okay, my guest is calling in also. I think. All right, so joining back in for all the people that are listening on WGSO, we had a little technical issue there. So welcome for all our Facebook listeners and our WGSO listeners. We were talking about the First Amendment. And we also have Renee Manfrey calling in just a few minutes. So while we're waiting for him to call in, we're going to kind of touch base on the First Amendment. So as I was stating, and I'm going to read the First Amendment. Okay, Renee is on. So before we go that much further, we're going to bring Renee Manfrey on with What's Your Passion. He is my business partner. He is the CFO of What's Your Passion. Renee, hey, how you doing, brother? All right. So let's talk a little bit about What's Your Passion. We're going to spend a few minutes on this. I was filling in, and we're going to jump back and talk about the Constitution in just a few minutes. But tell us a little bit about what we're doing here at the What's Your Passion Studios. Kind of fill in, and then I'm going to kind of jump in on it a little bit and go from there.
So What's Your Passion is basically a studio where it's a full marketing agency helping individuals come in to do a podcast. If they they need videos, commercials, or anything of that needs to be done if they're trying to become um, create their own little shows, whether it's on YouTube or different social media channels. We've kind of created this platform where we can help individuals come in, do their podcast, do all the different videos and everything else. We support them, we help them, we take that information and we share it on all the different platforms. So a lot of people want to start podcasts and they want to start doing videos and getting themselves on, but they might not have the equipment sometimes. They might not have the time, or they don't have anybody helping them with really what to do with this stuff. So you have all these different channels out there that this information goes on. But if you're not really marketing savvy and really understand all the back end to it, yeah, people can do videos, they can do podcasts, but they're basically just kind of sitting out there. It looks like a website. You can have a beautiful website, but if the website's not really getting all the different SEO, the keywords, and all the different things that are in it, then it's just basically just sitting there unless you promote it. Our platforms are going to be growing into our online internet radio platform in a way, and also a TV network over time. So basically, bringing together business owners, individuals who are trying to share or get their word out there, grow their businesses. They don't know who to go to, where to go to. We kind of want to become that one-stop shop to help business owners, small and large, grow faster in the future of what digital media marketing is doing. And that's what we feel we're going to give them, not only the platform or help support, but also networking opportunities and events. We're going to promote them on different platforms so they're getting additional services than they want to give anybody else.
Great, right, and exactly. And I do want to just jump in and throw another thing that we're offering. Um, we also have what they call an internet channel, where it's a basic it's our platform where people can come in, and every podcaster will get put on our platform. And it's so we have the radio, which is here on WGSO, where we'll bring all of our clients onto WGSO, and we're going to talk, basically promote you on from 12 to 1, and we're eventually going to be moving to 12 to 2 starting in July. And we're going to bring you on and promote you. So if you're one of our clients, so that's the difference. Yes, you could do this on your own. You could do this by yourself, but you don't have the network and the backing of us when you're doing it by yourself. So when you do it with us, we have WGSO platform that we're using with What's Your Passion Live, that we're promoting this on, and so from 12 to 1 right now. And then we're going to promote you on all of our channels, our YouTube channels, our Facebook channels, everything we have, any platform that we're on. And then we have our own platform, which is an internet network channel that we're going to promote you on and build you up and build your business. So, it's this is something that you could build with a team. And that's what's awesome about us. It's, yes, you could do this completely on your own by yourself all day long.
And just to throw in there a theme, Clayton, that through any business, the biggest challenge that I see with everyone that I deal with, I have individuals who I know that they have great content. They have great businesses. They've done good, but they could never scale a business because they couldn't afford the team. They couldn't afford to hire on the 3 or 4 different individuals to help really kind of grow their marketing, their events and things. So with us, we have event planners that are going to be part of our structure. We have individuals who are specialized in every aspect of video, the website design, social media, and everything else. So it really is a one-stop solution team that is a less cost to the business owner. Instead of having to hire on their own individuals, we're taking on that role to be that agency and the backbone to help them grow.
Exactly. And I mean, that's the key thing. So we're just not a podcasting studio. We're just not a marketing agency. We're basically your agent. We're here to promote you. And that's what we're doing. And you're not going to get that on your own. You're not going to get that filming you're not going to get the professional videos that we give you. You're not going to get the professional atmosphere that you're in. A lot of people may have the right equipment, but they don't have the right place to do this. They may live in a house where they have kids that's noisy, and it's so you can't properly do your videos or your podcast because you have a lot of background noise. Well, you have the studio. You could do that here. You can't do that just at anybody's house.
Well, let's mention in there, Clayton, we're also taking people who have followings and influence. We're looking for influencers to be part of our platform also because they're bringing they have a platform out there, but maybe again they're the same. They have it out there, but they don't really have it going 100%. So we're looking for those influencers that have some good content to add on to our shows because we're gonna have different multi-channels of sports, entertainment, comedians, business people, things of that nature. 1 minute. So that's another aspect that even if you do have, this is just another platform that we'll be able to co-host and have you on.
Exactly. So listen, we got to jump the break, Renee. Hang tight here real quick, and we're going to hold you over to the next break. So hang tight. We're going to go right to break. We'll be right back. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. We're going to have Renee Manfree.
Live it, love it, dependent. Life needs you today. This is the Louisiana Life Minute.
Hi, I'm Ben Clapper with Louisiana Right to Life. There are nearly 10,000 late-term abortions that take place each year, even though only 9% of Americans believe abortion should be legal during all 9 months of pregnancy. These abortions are especially barbaric because they occur later in pregnancy when babies are fully formed, feel pain, and may be able to live outside the womb. In fact, the majority of countries in the developing world protect babies after 20 weeks, while America is among only a handful that do not. To make matters even worse, many of these abortions occur on babies with certain diagnoses, such as Down syndrome. While we understand that there are challenges that come with raising a child with a physical condition, we believe in the right to life, with no exceptions or asterisks. For no matter the limitations that some of us may have, every life deserves a lifetime. Please visit us at prolifelouisiana.org to help us end late-term abortion in America.
My name is Eric Stein. My program is Maritime Matters. Listen in on WGSO 990 AM, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Central. I'm a graduate of Federal Military Service Academy, veteran naval officer with many truths to tell and warnings to give. Talking about history, all things maritime, and much more. Program centers on our water's edge, maritime borders, and international rights
Hey, BJ.
as integral parts of our important civil defense and national security systems and the maritime dangers.
BJ, you there?
I may never have met you. We don't go way back. Maybe we wouldn't.
Or is this Tony?
If we did. But when you wear a mask, you have my respect. Because your mask does protect you.
Hey, Clay, Cajun Buccaneers on the phone.
Okay, great.
I wear my mask.
Guys, for all the Facebook listeners that are on, you can't hear the radio side. You'll hear me. I know you briefly can hear it in the background, but we're on break. We'll be back in just a minute.
The Great Southern Mennonite Show is coming for 2 days only, June 19th and 20th, at the Fresh Train Center on Williams Boulevard. Show hours Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 10 to 5. Hundreds of dealer tables available, full of guns, knives, ammunition, holsters, gun books, camouflage, jewelry, and more. That's the Great Southern Mennonite Show, June 19th and 20th. At the Fresh Train Center, show hours 9 to 5 on Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday. Don't miss it.
This is David Duplantier, Dean of Christ Church Cathedral on St. Charles Avenue in New Orleans, the diocesan cathedral in the Episcopal Diocese of Louisiana, inviting you to join us weekly for our live broadcast on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. We also invite you to learn more about the cathedral at our website, ccc.no.
All right, we're coming back.
Okay. All right, we're back with the Big John Mason Show. My name is Clay. I am here filling in for John Mason, and we have Renee Manfree on the line. Renee, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's fill in on this, and then we're going to jump right into a couple of our callers. But go on and finish up what you were saying earlier.
Well, again, where we're different is because we're business owners and we created this company really for the business owners because we know what business owners go through. And I've had several businesses for the years, and I've gone through the same struggles of trying to find the right people to bring on to your team that knows a little bit of everything when it comes down to marketing, social media, maybe all these different aspects. And it's hard to find that one person or that team that can do that. So we created a team to where we're doing a little bit of everything for that business owner. The podcast and video is the future. And if you're not doing informational videos on your website or your YouTube or testimonials, things of that nature, a lot of people are going to be left behind. And it's moving fast. COVID kind of scaled and moved businesses towards different platforms. And some people, especially in around our areas of the South, are not really aware of it yet. So our company is really kind of about 5 years or 10 years ahead. And we're moving people and trying to find ways of helping individuals grow their businesses to where they can really have the team to support them in every aspect to help with their marketing, their video, podcast, and all the different things that they'll need to where they can promote themselves and look like they're $1 million versus just trying to do it by themselves in a home thing. Now, some people are very good at it. They have it down pat. Some people have that ability where they can do everything and they kind of know what they're doing. But many people are not, and they just don't have the equipment, technology, or the understanding of different ways of doing it.
Correct. And so if you want more information, you can actually call our offices at 434-9364, 434-9364, and get a free tour, guys. Come out. If you want to learn how to become a podcaster, want to learn more about doing your own podcasting show, which you never know may turn into a radio show one day. A lot of podcasters, radio hosts started off doing podcasts. So you may be the next Jeff Cuera, John Mason out there. So reach out to us, 504-434-9364. Come into the studios. It's free. It don't cost anything to come take a tour here. Come check us out what we're doing here at the WYP studios. What's your passion, guys? So we're going to go on and we're going to take our next caller. Thanks for calling in, Renee, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. Thanks. So back on to, we have the Cajun Buccaneer. The Cajun Buccaneer. How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm good. I am so good. But it was so nice being over there at the old studios again with everybody. It was awesome. I definitely plan on being there the next time that they do it. And John, I did a little bit of a martial arts presentation in front of all the lights and all that under there. I'm not sure if you saw it, but I'm thinking about contributing martial art videos that are instructional, teach people kung fu and karate at the same time.
Yes.
I can tell you right now that a lot of people are impressed. It's because I train a whole lot, I practice a whole lot, and I try to pass on the knowledge of self-defense to other people and other patriots in the country. Who knows? Maybe I can have a karate show, a kung fu show that's instructional to help people defend themselves against the new world order. Wake up, amen.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Cajun Buccaneer. So that's the Cajun Buccaneer, guys. And again, I am Clay filling in for John Mason, and we're going to kind of jump back into what we were talking about earlier. With we were talking about the Constitution, and we live in. We live in a country, guys, that the Constitution only applies to some. But I'm going to read this again. We actually had a little technical difficulties earlier when I was reading it. And I started off reading the Constitution. Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise therefore, or abridging the freedom of speech or the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievance. Now, this gives us the right for free speech. It gives us the right to worship. It gives us a right for multiple things. It doesn't state in there until someone disagrees. It doesn't state that, unless you offend somebody. It doesn't state that in the First Amendment. It says everyone has a right. Everyone has a voice. And this is one of my big things of why I created and one of my reasons of visions of For Which a Passion, because we're going to give everyone a voice. Everyone. Because I'm no different from the left if I try to silence someone. I'm no different. We have a right. Everyone. Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise. It doesn't say for certain people. Congress shall make no laws. And that's just one of the biggest issues we deal with today in America. We're not the United States of America. We're the divided states of America. We're so divided because people get offended by everything. We live in a society of people getting offended. People can't just agree to disagree. People can't just take a moment to sit there and say, well, I just disagree with that, and so be it. I mean, they want to beat somebody down and beat them up and kill them and murder them over a disagreement. It's a freaking disagreement, guys. Agree to disagree. We're no better here on the right. We're no better. The right does it too. We want to silence people because we disagree with them. And we shouldn't be doing that. Everyone has a right. As long as you're not in, this is where I draw the line. You could do what you want. You could be what you want. You could be with who you want to be, and you could wear a mask. Just don't force me.
1 minute.
Don't force me to do something. Don't force me because you disagree with this. Me. We're going to go to break, guys. We have to grab yourself a cup of coffee. We're going to be right back. We're going to jump into this. Call us at 504-556-9696. See you in just a few.
You have Tony and Metairie when we come back.
Okay, great. Hey, BJ.
Yeah.
All right. So what happened? Why we didn't go on?
Because nobody was in the studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tony got caught in traffic, and I went and grabbed lunch. Nobody told me.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
All right, no problem.
Conversation I have to have.
All right, no problem. I was just curious what happened.
I apologize.
No big deal.
Find special champagne and sparkling wines at Bubbles at Brennan's, a beloved happy hour tradition at the only pink, or shall we say rosé, building in the French Quarter. Brennan's Celebratory Roast Bar is popping weekdays from 2 to 7 p.m. with a revolving selection of delicious, deeply discounted bottles of bubbly from our fabled wine cellar, alongside sparkling cocktails and decadent bar bites. Weekends begin sharply at 5 p.m. on Fridays with ceremonial French savoring in the Brennan Spectacular Courtyard, 417 Royal Street in the French Quarter.
Tom Fitzmaurice here with the Edible Dictionary Word of the Day. Brought to you by Dornex, just voted one of the Food and Wine magazine's top 20 regional supermarkets of all time. Today's Edible Dictionary word is
Massaman. One of the many varieties of Thai curry, Massaman, also spelled Musaman, curry includes a greater component of aromatic spices, often thought of as going with sweet sauces, cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg. Its flavor profile can have a touch of sweetness and sometimes even raisins. The name comes from either Musulman or Mussulman, a clear reference to Middle Eastern influences. Although it can be served with hot red peppers, it's more often served on the milder side.
Join my wife Marianne and me for the Food Show every weekday from 2 to 4, right here on WGSO.
The wait is over. Morning call is back. Come visit us at our beautiful new location at the corner of Canal Boulevard and City Park Avenue. Enjoy our spacious outdoor patio. Come on in and savor the unique ambiance. Delight your taste buds with our hand-rolled sourdough beignets, our delicious French drip, dark roast coffee and chicory, and sample one of our other local offerings. For over 151 years, Morning Call has been patronized by tourists and notables the world over.
We are having a party.
party. It's WGSO's 75th anniversary party, and we're looking for all of you to come celebrate with us. If you're a local business, take advantage of this opportunity to be a sponsor for our big 75th anniversary party. We have great sponsorship packages offering tremendous benefits for our partners. If you're interested, contact me, Jeff Ferrer, at jeff@wgso.com or 504-669-6076.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Matt Doyle. The Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Department has made an arrest in the 1977 cold case murder of a Golden Meadow woman who was found shot in the back in a restaurant. LPSD spokesperson Brendan Mathern says on October 10th, 1977, deputies found 32-year-old Diane Vegas on the floor of the Chicken House restaurant. They now believe her husband murdered her.
Initially, her husband at the time, Chester Vegas, was considered a suspect in the case, but that investigation ultimately went cold.
78-year-old Chester Vegas of Cutoff is charged with second-degree murder and left the Lafourche Parish Correctional Complex Friday night after posting bail. And a broad area of low pressure in the Bay of Campeche may bring heavy rain to Louisiana late this week, but state climatologist Barry Kime says it is unlikely to develop into the first hurricane of the season.
If this thing does come to Louisiana, I mean, this is not likely to be a very strong system. I mean, it could get to tropical storm strength, but most likely it's going to be a big rain producer.
Louisiana Radio Network.
Get 5-star tools for your 5-star dad with battery power made by Steel. From mowers and blowers to trimmers and more, with the AK Homeowner Series starting at $199.99, Dad can get the work done quickly and make more time for what really matters. Shop online at steelusa.com/gift guide. Pick up at over 10,000 local Steel dealers. All prices MSRP, includes battery and charger, are available at participating dealers. Dad doesn't quit until the job is done. So get him gas-powered tools from Steel that can keep up with him. From chainsaws and trimmers to blowers and more, Steel has the tools Dad needs. With legendary Steel gas-powered equipment starting at $139.99. Shop online at steelusa.com/gift guide. Pick up at over 10,000 local Steel dealers. All prices MSRP, available at participating dealers.
You can provide the life-changing opportunity of a quality education to a disadvantaged Louisiana student at almost no cost. For those inclined to make a difference and fortify our community, it's a no-brainer. 95% of every donation to ACE scholarships directly funds a deserving child's scholarship, and you receive a 95% tax credit through the Louisiana Tuition Donation Credit. To learn more, call Arthur Dupre at 504-710-1132.
Hi, I'm Clay.
And this is Hub.
Join us for Liberty on Lockdown.
Thursday at 5 p.m. right here on WGSO 990 AM.
Coming June 17th, enjoy your next happy hour with Roz and the Rocks. Thursdays at 7 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM.
The Terrence Louisiana Jones number are killed once again every Saturday. WGSO 990 AM from 1 to 2 p.m.
We understand during this time it is crucial that your customers feel safe coming to your business. Sir Speedy can help with signs and barriers to promote personal safety. From window and floor graphics to sneeze guards and branded face masks, we can help. Sir Speedy New Orleans, together we can do more. Find us on the web at sirspeedyneworleans.com or call us at 504-586-9812. Here we go.
Okay.
This is the big John Mason Show. Heard on 540 AM KTIB, 1020 AM WHMD, 1540 AM KAGY, 1560 AM WSLA, 88.5 FM KJFM, and 990 AM WGSO. Come talk to Big John about the big ideas of the day in a convivial atmosphere. He's a real conservative, not one of those country club Republicans. He's pro-family, pro-education, pro-business, pro-life, pro-Second Amendment. And he loves his mama, too. Now here's your host, the big guy himself, John Mason.
Hey, guys. Of course, I'm not John Mason. I'm Clay, but I'm filling in for John Mason today. John Mason could not be here. Of course, you know his day job as a lawyer. Sometimes he gets tied up, so he's not always in. So I'm filling in for John Mason today, of course, for the people that are just tuning in and didn't tune into the first half of the show. We were talking about the First Amendment, and of course, we had Renee Manfrey on, and we were talking a little bit about What's Your Passion Agency and learning how to become a podcaster. So if you want to call in, it's open lines. This second half is going to be kind of open lines. We're going to talk a little bit about things. 504-556-9696. Of course, we have Tony from Metairie in. Tony from Metairie, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Clay, you there?
Yes, I'm here. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Listen, you're talking about free speech. Let me throw something out to you. Just got this about 2 hours ago.
Okay.
In Fairfax County, Virginia, last Thursday, they had a school board meeting and stuff. I haven't turned down this radio.
Hey, can you turn down, Tony? Can you turn down your radio? We're getting some feedback. I'm sorry.
I don't have any radio on. No.
Okay. 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 Go on now. All right. All right. All right. Yeah, he's working on it. All right. So go on. Try it now. Right. Right. This well, the sad part about it, it is constitutional. It's very sad. I disagree with it. I don't think we should we should, change the Constitution, but it's covered under the free speech, under the First Amendment. And it's a sad, it's very sad that she has the right as an American to do that and say that. It's I mean, believe it or not, I mean, the pledges shouldn't be a right. It should be a duty, and it should be told properly and stated properly. But at the end of the day, that's part of the First Amendment, and that's just my opinion. I can't force someone to say the Pledge of Allegiance right. I just, and it's a shame. Used to, right. Well, and that's the key thing. But again, I agree with you. I totally agree. But as an American, as a constitutionalist, they have every right. It's like, we want a cake and we want to eat it too. And so we want free speech, but we want people to say things the way we want us to say it. And it's just it's one of these, it's just such a thin line, and it's something that at the end of the day, I mean, we do it as conservatives all the time. I did it as a conservative until I realized, look, I disagree with you. I don't think you should be doing it, but at the end of the day, I mean, hey, kneeling, all these guys that kneel during football, they have, that's their right. Now, I don't think it should be a right. I think you should stand for the pledge. I think it should be a duty, not a right for the pledge. And maybe if we amend the Constitution and change that, but we would have to amend the Constitution. According to the Constitution, there is no exemptions and there for free speech. Right. Yes, we do. I agree. And I mean, that's the problem. They want to take one nation under God out. They've been doing it for years in the schools. They just say one nation, and then indivisible with liberty and justice for all. They take under God completely out. And in some places, well, I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't agree more. So, I mean, where do we go? And maybe this is something we need to gear this topic on. And if you're out there wanting to call in and maybe elaborate on this out there, 504-556-9696. We're talking with Tony, and Tony making a good point here. And it's the point. So, do we keep our free speech and allow people to change the pledge and kneel for the pledge and all these things like this? Or do we do something where we create laws and we amend the Constitution where it can't be done? But then that's something going against our free speech. Right. Well, I agree, and it's been like this for years, and that's the problem. We live in, we are one nation under God. This nation was founded on the principles of the Bible. It was founded on the principles of Christianity. But overall, again, the First Amendment states, and I'm just going by what the Constitution states. Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion. So now, if we go into, okay, well, we're a nation of, we're a nation of uh, where Congress can't do that. Then what we're going to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to change the Constitution and lose more rights, or just it's well, yes, it is being shredded, and well, right. Well. Let me state this, Tony, and here's the key thing on this. And you heard me state this earlier. I don't know if you was listening to the whole show or not, but I stated this. We live in a country that, you know, we at the end of the day, you know, you have free speech as long as I agree with you. Now, I want to talk. I want to hit here. If there is an all Muslim school and they get there and they want to say the pledge and they want to throw Allah in there, who am I to stop them? Because now I'm forcing. Now we're doing exactly what our founding fathers didn't want us to do. Now you have to recognize our God. And that is the key thing. I disagree with it. I completely disagree with it. But we the problem is when we start forcing others to believe the way we believe, then we're no different than what the left is trying to do to us and silence us. So that's all I'm stating. And they do have a right. They could be wrong all day believing what they believe, but they have that right as an American to believe that. And and hey Tony, hang tight. I'm gonna hold you on because we're having a good conversation. We got to go to break. Hang tight after this break, and we're gonna continue this conversation after this break. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, guys. I am Clay filling in for John Mason, and we'll be right back.
This is Roman here for TikTok Cafe. TikTok Cafe is located on I-3 Federal Road in Florida. Open 24 hours a day. The place to go when most other places are closed. There is fortune on the wall. God is in the right place, and everyone treated as family. That's my favorite stop for breakfast and lunch. See you at TikTok Cafe. Then take care of your home needs and get fun together to help take care of the needs of our beloved New Orleans community. By partnering with Bougainvillea Productions and the Soul Project NOLA for Fridays from the Funky Uncle. Fridays from the Funky Uncle is a free webcast live from the one-of-a-kind Mardi Gras float, the Funky Uncle Lounge. It features New Orleans musicians playing live music combined with interviews and outreach news to raise money for the entertainment community of New Orleans that have been impacted by COVID-19. You can join in the funky fun time by simply going to www.funkyuncle.live every Friday night at 7 p.m. Coming to the Funky Uncle Lounge on June 18th, it's the River Benders, and on June 25th, Randy Jackson from the band Zebra. For more information on how you can support Fridays from the Funky Uncle, go to funkyuncle.live. Here we go.
All right, we're back. We have Matthew from Metairie on the line, and we're actually had a great conversation, and I cap him on. We're talking about the First Amendment and where we should draw the line, and he's making some good points here, and I can't agree with them more, but at the end of the day, there is a point. Where do we draw the line? And so, Matthew, finish up what you were saying now, brother. Oh, Tony, I'm sorry, Tony. So, yeah, Tony. Almost as small as you. Okay. So, finish up with your statement there.
And we have always seen this nation in a perspective of applications and rules and laws
Right.
in a certain way. Now, as we have become more culturally diverse, we have come to where we have allowed the shredding of the Constitution to imply that we are trying to impose something on someone. Well, that can be true to some sense because Hitler tried to impose something on someone. Dictators and bullies and stuff have always been that way.
Right.
But when it comes down to the significance of morality and ethics and virtues and how to live, then other people want to impose their stuff on us that have come here. And this
Right.
multiculturalism stuff is not only just attack our Constitution, but it's attack the people who have had their religious ways here already.
Right.
If you didn't like them or don't like them, go away. Go someplace where you can practice those things. Don't try to destroy the Constitution, our laws, our creeds, our churches, and our communities.
Well, that's the problem. It started with taking the Bible out of school, taking prayers out of school, taking God out of school, and that's where it started at. And so when we took and removed God out of our schools, then we became a lawless nation, basically a nation without God, because we just refuse to recognize God, and that's the problem we're running into today. And so if we put God back in our schools, now, hey, if you choose, this is a standard. We have Christian schools. And if you don't want your child to go to a Christian school, then maybe put them in an atheist school. Put them in a school. If you want your child to go to a Catholic school, put them in a Catholic school. If you want your child to learn about Baptist, then put them in a Baptist. If you want your kid to learn about and you want to learn Muslim, put them in a Muslim school. But on a whole, our school system, when we remove God as a whole out of our schools, then we took that whole concept out, and that's why we have what we have today. And that's why now we can't have God in school, but it's okay to have Muhammad in school or Allah in school. It's okay to have Buddha in school, but it's not okay. See, it's so double standard. It's completely double standard.
Yeah, okay, you're talking about this double standard, but here's the problem that I have. Mine is that the school is not where you should be learning about religion.
Exactly.
You go to school to learn how to cope with math, reading, science, those things. You don't go there to become culturally lovey-dovey.
I completely.
You know, the values of acceptance, of tolerance, of something of somebody else's way. That's, if you go back and you read the Bible, that's the very root and the basis of what got Israel in trouble with God. They let hedonism. They ended up. It wasn't long before Israel was having drag queens inside the city.
Right.
And when you bring this immorality into your home, your community, your country, and your family, you destroy the nation.
I couldn't agree more. Could.
Even God's people, even religions and churches. Look what's going on in churches when you're promoting things that was always anti-God.
Right.
And these practices of what you call love is to really say, I hate what God told me to do. I'm not going to do that.
Well,
we are basically right now, you are looking at what I call the greatest, what you want to call payback for Sodom and Gomorrah that has ever existed. We're living in payback time.
Well.
And devil is promoting that.
Well, that's the part of the end times. The book of Revelations is revealing itself, and that's another story there. That's a whole nother topic we could talk about. But I mean, yeah, exactly, and that's the whole point. But we've allowed. That's what happened when you took God out of our country. You know, this very book I'm holding in my hand called the Declaration of Independence, the documents here that I'm holding. It's not just a book. It's not a document. This was based off the Bible, which was written off the word of God. I mean, I believe God inspired these words for a reason. And, you know, we serve a God of freedom. We don't serve a God of that's why God gives us free will. He don't give us oh, it's my way or the highway. And so, you know, that's why.
In our nation, Clay, even since the founding of it, as we graduated along through the 18th, 19th, 20th century, we have declared, sadly, we have declared independence from God, and we followed after the Philistines and the Babylonians and the hedonism and the pornography that is out there, and we have turned the world into a Sodom and Gomorrah.
Well, the whole point was when our founding fathers came here and we put the Constitution together because we didn't want the rule of the king and they to tell us what religion and what God to serve. But at the end of the day, when they did that, they completely removed slowly but surely God completely out. And so that's where it came from. And it wasn't meant to be that way. Exactly. Exactly. I I couldn't agree more. Well, brother, thank you for calling in, and I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna close out just these last few minutes we have here. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Great topic, and I'm glad you called in, and it was great discussion, guys. At this point, you know, so I mean, where do we draw the line, guys? And I'm just going to rehash on this. Do we allow everybody to do what we do and become a lawless nation and a nation of heathens, or do we lose our First Amendment right? It's kind of a two-way street here. But I mean, at the end of the day, I've stated this. I may disagree with it, but I have to agree to disagree. You know, as long as you don't force your way of life on me, then and other people, then that's where we live. That's where America is. That's what America was founded on. We have a right. You have a right to worship whatever God you want. That's why we have freedom of religion. You have a right. If you choose, I worship the Almighty God, the King of all kings. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I have that right to worship that. So, guys, we're closing out right now. Thank you for joining us for the Big John Mason Show. We'll hopefully, until next time, join me this Thursday at 12 o'clock right here on WGSO for What's Your Passion. May God bless. You too. Thank you. So just to pick up, guys, for the people that are joining in on What's Your Passion Live network, I filled in for John Mason today, and I'm going to kind of give you a little brief of what we talked about, and kind of, I didn't go too political today, but we just kind of talked about the First Amendment and talked about what, and if you want to kind of comment in the comments here where we're at. Comment lines open here, or you can actually call me actually at 504-434-9364, 504-434-9364. And actually I could take phone calls. So here's the thing, guys. I mean, I'm gonna finish up with this here. I only had a whole hour to talk about this. At the end of the day, we live in a society that it's, we all, we have a choice. And that's where we have to take and we have to instill good principles into our next generation. The younger kids, we need to start with the kids that are being born now. With the generation that's being born, every baby, and start instilling the values that we were taught. Because them values were removed in this last few generations. Even in the generations I'm in, it was started. And even in my parents' generation, they started it in that generation. So, do we want the Constitution to be shredded? Do we want them to amend the Constitution and change the Constitution and take our rights away, or do we want to allow the Constitution to remain the same and have statements like, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under Allah, or one nation under Buddha? Do we want something like that instead of one nation under God? Do we want a bunch of people standing and kneeling for the flag? It's all about how we're raised. It starts with our parents. It starts with us as parents. Now, I'm not a parent. I don't have any kids. But it starts with the people that are parents out there, teaching and raising and putting good moral values. See, we don't need to change this. What we need to do is change this right here. We need to change the hearts of America. And when we change the hearts of America and we instill good values in Americans, then, just then, America will become the nation under God. Again, one nation under God. But we need to change. We need to stop trying to change everybody's lives. It starts with changing our hearts. When you change your heart, when you change the way you think, then we don't need to change this. That's all I got to say, guys. I just want to kind of elaborate a little bit about what we spoke about. You can't really hear the callers because the way it's set up. We're working on fixing that link to where it's all linked in together. We're in the process of that. We're gonna get it. We're just not there yet. And so hopefully by Thursday's show, I'll have that fixed, and we'll have everything linked in together, and where all the callers and you can hear everything on Facebook and all of our platforms put together. But that's the key thing. When we change this here, our hearts, we don't need to change this. So thank you very much for joining us today for the Big John Mason Show. And I'm Clay Taylor, filling in for Big John Mason. May God bless you, and I'll see you on Thursday.